Hello and welcome back. We've got another log problem. Let's have a read. If 2 log base a x equals 1 plus log base a 8x minus 15a, find x in terms of a where a is a positive constant and x is a positive. So that just means it wants x equals something with an a in there. So let's write down the problem we've got. We've got 2 log base a x equals 1 plus log base a 8x minus 15a. Alright, there's a bit of a problem here, and that's that our x's, they're inside of logs, so we need to kind of get rid of the logs. Let's see what we can do. So this 2, let's get rid of that, because if we want to apply log laws, or something with logs, it helps if we've just got nothing in front of a log. So we can put that 2 as the power there. Let's just apply in one of our log laws. The 1, that's an issue. Now 1, that is the same as log base a, because the log of base a is equal to 1. So that 1 is just this term here, plus log base a 8x minus 15a. This is looking a little bit better. We can kind of apply some log laws again. We can add these two together, which means we multiply the insides. Log base a x squared is equal to log base a times 8x minus 15a. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, hang on, look at this. We've just got log and log. They're both base a, that's good. So what we can do now is remove the logs, because if log base a something equals log base a something, the terms inside of the logs must be equal. So this x squared must equal this internal term here. So we can just write this without the logs. X squared equals, I'll expand that bracket in this step as well, 8ax minus 15a. Now we want to get x by itself. I can see an x squared. Maybe it's a quadratic. So let's get all the terms on one side. X squared minus 8ax minus 15a equals 0. This is solvable. It's a quadratic. It equals 0. We can apply our quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now we want to be careful. A in this case is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and a is the constant term on the end. So let's be very careful as we sub that in. B is negative 8a, so negative 8a is positive 8a, plus minus square root of negative 8a in brackets squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 15a. Just extend that square root all the way over, and this is all over 2 times 1. Alright, let's simplify some things. We got 8a plus minus the square root of 64a squared plus negative 4, negative 15, that's positive, plus 60a all over 2. So, wow, I can't think of a way to easily simplify this over here inside the square root, and I don't think we have to, because it just says find x in terms of a, where a is a positive constant and x is a positive. So if we have x equals 8a plus and minus the square root of 64a squared plus 60a all over 2, we're done, almost, because this is very important. X is a positive. X has to be positive. And here, x could be a negative. And the reason for that is, if we look in here, this 64a squared, if you ignore the 60a, if it just said 64a squared, the square root of 64a squared is 8a. So this could be 8a plus 8a, or it could be 8a minus 8a. But because there's this extra 60a here, and it says a is a positive constant, that means the square root could be bigger than 8a. So the two options are x equals 8a plus the square root of 64a squared plus 60a all over 2, or x equals 8a minus square root of 64a squared plus 60a all over 2. The problem with this side over here is it's negative. This is no good, we're out, because we want x to be positive. So therefore, this is not possible as our solution. It only wants the positive version. So this would be our solution. Let's use a nice happy color, a yellow. This here is our solution to this question. What a great question. If we just stopped on this line here, if we had the plus and minus the square root, you might get quite a few marks for all the working out you've done. Unfortunately, you didn't apply this last bit, which is finding x in terms of a, where a is a positive constant and x is a positive. So you might lose some marks there. But if you just made it to this step here, very, very good work. But just to be extra clear, the x does have to be a positive, and in that case, it is the 8a plus the square root of 64. A squared plus 60a all over 2, which is the correct and final answer. Alrighty, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.